Welcome in. I mean, we're sitting here, we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, and we're here after week 17 where we played the Buffalo Bills, and that game was atrocious. I mean, 13-12. There's so many things you could talk about in this game. The game being ugly, the freezing rain, the sloppy conditions, the lackluster performance from the team to realize that, hey, we should stop committing penalties. Hey, our offensive line should stop sucking. Hey, there's a lot of things that these Eagles need to fix to make sure that they got a chance to do something amazing this year. Now, what do we talk about here? I would go with the bad. The weather was absolutely brutal. We knew it was going to be brutal. We knew there'd be freezing rains. We understood that there'd be issues throughout the game with wind and rain, even though the temperatures weren't that terrible. So, where do you think that should lead a team to? Well, a team like the Eagles should focus in on the run, especially because the Buffalo Bills have one of the best pass defenses that you have seen in the NFL, probably holding quarterbacks down to the best amount of yards that they're allowing. I'm pretty sure they are the top ranked pass defense in the NFL. They have cornerbacks like Christian Benford that just end up locking people up. So, what we needed to do was hit the run. And by hitting the run, what we needed to really do was make sure that our offensive line was there. So, what did we do to start a game? A wet football game? We go to shotgun. What are we doing going to shotgun? There's no reason to go to shotgun in a wet football game. And you got a guy, especially in Cam Jurgens, who has, I have no idea, making the Pro Bowl this year, but somehow makes the Pro Bowl. And we're sitting here wondering, okay, he's made the Pro Bowl. He's a Pro Bowl center at the moment, but he's missing every play. Just go on Twitter and search Cam Jurgens. The guys are blowing right past him. He's snapping the ball right past him. Snaps the ball right past him. Snaps the ball right past him. So are we really wasting our time with doing this shotgun stuff where we're not letting Saquon Barkley get a lead, where we're not using Cameron Latu to help lead block in an I formation, where we could just come in and pummel people because we are a pretty big offensive line and have one of the best running backs in the game? We're not doing it. I don't understand why we're not doing it, but we refuse to go out of shotgun and go into play action passes. And what that does is if we get under center and we run the ball and then we bring play action passes along with it, we make those linebackers hesitate. And that's all we have to do is make a linebacker hesitate. If we can hesitate him for this much, if you look at our receivers, Dallas Goedert, great year with all the touchdowns, but he's not creating separation. Devonta Smith, his routes do not create separation. A.J. Brown, not creating separation like he used to. It's an issue. So we need to make some type of hesitation to help create that type of separation. That's what we need. So our offense comes out, does what it does, and then it sputters in the second half. And we're watching an entire second half where our quarterback goes 0 for 7, and you see the world saying, like, oh, Jalen Hurts isn't it? Jalen Hurts isn't it? I understand that. I do. But where is Kevin Patullo at this moment? I know other people are saying, fire him, fire him, fire him. And yeah, he needs to be fired, but it's not going to happen this year. You're not going to fire a guy right before you get into the playoffs. So what we're going to do is we're stuck with him. But where's the creativity? We bring everything into a tight formation. Why not spread it out a little more? We're always in shotgun. Why not go into play action? Why not bring I formations? And for the love of God, stop running the ball between the guards and the centers and start going to the tackle. Start pitching. Start tossing. Start getting lateral with the ball. Unless the only thing would be is everybody too hurt? Can nobody get out? Tyler Steen's over here pushing. If you watch a play, there's literally a play where Tyler Steen pushes the defender into Fred Johnson and knocks Fred Johnson down. So we have a major issue with our offensive line. We have a major issue with our offense. We have a major issue with penalties and stupidity. And it's a shame because we have this amazing defense, this exciting whites right here. And we have an amazing defense right now, even though there are players like Marcus Epps just getting picked on nonstop. But we just refuse to build off of it. We refuse to take that energy and somehow move it to the offense and try something a little different, move things around, change things up. It's just, it's ridiculous. And we're getting penalties for the dumbest things, like illegal formation on the very first play of the kickoff. So we're not there mentally. We're not there as a Super Bowl team mentally. And then we're not playing offense correctly. And then we refuse to change up the play calling. And all we're hoping for is to not turn the ball over, play strong defense, and get out of here 20-13 and win every game. And yeah, maybe the playoffs are that way because you need a strong defense, but you also need a good run game. You also need to be able to be competent on the offense. We are not competent at the moment. So there's got to be something that we figure out and we fix up there because it's starting to get real pathetic to watch this team, to have people on Twitter who, like me, like anybody else who have never played in the NFL, be able to say, here comes a hitch, here comes a hitch, here comes a hitch, because we run it at the highest rate in the NFL and the hitch is not getting anybody open. Let's just, the hitch is a play you play in the schoolyard. You run 10 steps, you turn around. It's a hitch. It's not meant to be the main caveat of your offense. It's meant to be added on to help pull a defender up so somebody can come over the top with it. But we don't do that. Kevin Patullo doesn't do that. But him and Nick Sirianni, they get super excited when they get that Dallas Goedert touchdown. Woohoo, great, cool, fantastic. We are a Super Bowl team that refuses to change it up, to play it a little better. Now we're having offensive line issues. You've seen Tyler Steen not be able to pull. You see Cam Jurgens getting beat. You got Landon Dickerson injured as could be. Jordan Mailata playing terrible. Lane Johnson's out with Liz Frank right now. It's a bad way to go into the playoffs, injured and hurt. And because of that, we're sitting here and we're wondering, should we play week 18? And for me, I don't see a purpose to that. I don't see a purpose. Like, yes, we can move up to the 2 seed. If Chicago loses, we win. I think we all know the scenario by now. But let's run through the people. Let's just say we run into the 3rd seed, and that's where we're at. The Seattle Seahawks. 1, do we trust Sam Darnold? Doesn't he panic when there's pressure right up the gut? Something we're great at doing anyway if we do have to face him with Jalen Carter, Ajamo, my boy, Jordan Davis, and a whole slew of other guys coming around the town. What about the Chicago Bears? Yes, they beat us, and they made us look real bad on Black Friday, but they're young and inexperienced. They're not ready. Caleb isn't there. I don't think that team's there. They get a lot of turnovers, but if those turnovers don't hit, they don't win. You got us. We just talked about all our issues. And then you go to the Panthers or the Buccaneers, which, let's be honest, neither of them matter in this scenario. We have the Rams, which I think is the toughest test that we're going to have throughout the entire thing. And they have Matthew Stafford, the wide receivers, decent running back, strong defensive line. It's going to be a battle, but we would get them in our house first because they're not moving up to the 1 seed. So if we do run into them, they have to come here. And we beat them once this year. We beat them once last year. Then we beat them again last year in the regular season. I mean, we've beaten them the last 3 times we played them. So I trust that we have enough to squeak by that game. Then you got the 49ers who have no defensive pressure whatsoever. So I'm not worried about them either. Even if they run into the 1 seed and we got to go to San Fran, it really doesn't bother me. But if they got to come here for whatever reason, it's a West Coast going to an East Coast with all the goofy time zones, you could say it means nothing. It means something. And then the Green Bay Packers, if they were healthy, I'd be scared. But they're not healthy. So why would we go into a game against a Washington Commanders team where we had fights with the other team? They hit dirty. They got players like Frankie Louvu, and they come out and they do dirty hits. They throw people around. They like to hit hard, which is fine. I understand that. And I'm cool with that. But we had an issue with them 2 weeks ago, and then we're going to come out, take our players who need to get healthy anyway, and put them in that game and say, like, hey, don't get hurt. I've seen this in the past with Brian Westbrook. I've seen this in the past at the end of the season with Terrell Owens. I don't want to do that twice. Rest our players up. Our offense isn't going to get figured out in a week anyway. Kevin Patullo is what Kevin Patullo is, and we just got to hope that the superstars that we have can beat that out. So rest our players up. Make sure that we're doing our thing. Make sure we are figuring out how to get healthy, getting Lane Johnson back, getting Tyler Steen on the program correctly, giving Cam Jurgens a break to rest. Landon Dickerson needs a break. Let our superstars sit down, breathe, relax, and really bring back in that eye of the tiger, that Michael Jordan-esque thing that we had in the postseason last year, because we need that back. Without that, we stand no chance of even playing. So let's take a week. Let's reboot. Let's regenerate. That offense isn't getting any better. That defense is stellar. And maybe, just maybe, we'll stop making the stupid plays, the stupid penalties, and the stupid mistakes and not hitting our gaps when we're pulling on runs and all the other asinine things that we do. And if that's the case, if that happens, Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. It is wide open this year, and I can guarantee you one thing. Every team fears us.